YouTube, this is Sharon with an update for the Kemetic How-To Guide. I've got several new episodes that are sitting on my computer waiting to be edited and uploaded. Hopefully, as we go through the summer, you'll get to see more of those. I'm hoping to start a very short series, and I'll call it Kemetic Bytes, and I'll sit like this and answer questions from viewers like you, because I've gotten lots of questions over the last couple of years, some very good ones, some very heartfelt comments, and I always appreciate them, and I want to try to get to each of them in turn, whether I respond to you in text or if I get to answer a question here. So if you don't hear from me, please don't think that I'm snubbing you or anything. It just means I'm very busy. And that's another thing I wanted to tell you guys about, is some of the things that I've been working on. For one, I'm about to upload a video from another ritual that we did. You've seen a couple of them already. I have a small group of people that we've been doing live services on. We started on Ustream, although we tend to have a lot of issues with the sound there. And so the one that I'm about to upload, we did between Skype and Facebook Video Messenger. And we literally had someone from Europe and several folks in the United States, and I had my husband in the room with me. So that was a really interesting, multimedia experience. I hope you guys will enjoy it. If you want to know some of the things that I've been up to, then please subscribe to my sister channel, which is Golden Age Video. You'll recognize the logo, surely. My senior animation project, which I just finished in early February, is on there, as well as my animation demo and a lot of other things. If you've ever wanted to know what the original voice of Optimus Prime and Megatron sound like when they're in a panel, we've got a video like that and a handful of others in there. So please go over to it and subscribe. If you want to see my senior animation project, then just go on YouTube and search Half-Ass Kingdom Commute. And the reason why it's called that is because this is a concept piece that I have for a sitcom idea. I would love to pitch this somewhere, maybe Amazon Creative Services, or something like that, and actually get that made as a series, sort of like Simpsons or Family Guy. So if you want to see just one little slice of that, then go ahead and check out Golden Age Video. Also, I have another book out, but it is not a Kemetic book. It is a science fiction novel. My husband mentioned it during the ritual, so you'll hear about it again, but here it is. Now, I went with a different publisher than Lulu for this one, and if this new publisher does well, this book is available in Kindle, which is a first. I tried using Lulu's ebook services, and it didn't work out very well. And I know that there are people that are watching this channel all over the world and that have asked about Following the Sun and Circle of the Sun, and is there an electronic form of it, because the shipping from the United States to some places is more than the cost of the book itself. I hear you. And if this book does well in print or an electronic format, then I'll take Following the Sun over to CreateSpace, and I will be able to set up a Kindle for it there. So support this book, and it'll be able to support our Kemetic books in turn. Besides, you'll want to read this one because there are planets in it named Beltane and Litha, and there's a character named Dr. Brigid. So if you're familiar with paganism, and also there's some Roman names. There's a couple of characters named Castor and Pollux, which if you're familiar with Greco-Roman mythology, those were important characters. So there are plenty of reasons to read that book, but you can share it with your friends who are not pagan, and they'll probably be able to enjoy it too without ever knowing the significance of the names. So, since I'm starting a new segment, I'm going to address a question today, which comes from Bo Myron. And again, I hope I say folks' names right when I do this. Let me know if I don't. But he asks, how does one choose a patron deity? And that is a very good question. A lot of people ask about that. there are some groups that will try to do a divination and tell you who your patrons are, and I think that's really unfair to yourself to do that. Choosing a patron, sometimes you have to find out who they are. It's part of the process of exploring and, learning about yourself, and sometimes the answer is very clear, other times it's not. And another thing I've noticed is that you can start working closely with one particular deity, but that's not necessarily your patron. When I first started out many, many years ago, I ended up hearing from Anubis a lot, or Anupu, as a lot of people prefer to say it. But he is not my patron. Now he's the patron of a friend of mine, and so when I'm trying to check up on my friend, oftentimes I'll ask Anupu, hey, how's she doing? But I would say look at your own life and see if there's any symbolism or any kind of themes that are present in there. One thing that's interesting, many years ago, 21 in fact, I'm hopefully don't look as old as I am. This is my high school ring, which it's not going anywhere. The symbol that I picked for one side of it is a phoenix. Now the phoenix that they have on here, it's a Chinese phoenix. But what's interesting is my Egyptian patron is Ra, and one of his avatars, if you will, is the Bennu bird, or the phoenix. So the phoenix in Greek mythology has a solar association. I didn't know any of that when I chose this, but I did know about the Greek myth of the phoenix that is consumed in flame and is reborn. Well, that actually comes from a Greek retelling of Egyptian mythology. The point of this story is, I didn't know it at the time, but that I was choosing a symbol that is associated with the sun and with the deity that I would later understand to be my patron. So you can find things that will tell you little signposts along the way that will help you to explore for yourself, and sometimes it's like they're there with you all along, but you don't realize it until just the right moment. And another thing to keep in mind as you're exploring is that things unfold in due time. And in that regard, again, I want to thank everyone for being so patient, and I will try to get to questions. I answered a couple of them earlier today that were a year old, and I'm sorry it's taken me this long. A year ago I was working on a project that I'm hoping to finish this year. So stay tuned. Check out Golden Age video. I don't put things as often there because animation takes a long time to finish. For 3 minutes of animation, you can be sitting at a computer for hours at a time, months on end. But hopefully the end result is worth it. That's all for this initial foray into Kemetic Bytes. This is your host, Sharon, thanking all of you for watching and wishing you Senebti.